Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to another lovely episode of And Rolling.
Ciao.
Whoa, crazy.
I don't know. It just felt true.
Hey,
Felt true to me. Felt right. I don't know what to tell you.
much like how the music just spoke to Michael in this movie.
Annie, are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah. What? So we saw Michael. Spoilers.
Hee hee.
Yeah. Do we?
If we were like a real, like we had like a production team and everything, I'd want to do a thing on social media where it's like a hee hee counter to see how many times we do a hee hee in the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay.
but
Well,
we're not real, so
yeah. Yeah, this is all fake actually. It's all been AI this whole time.
Oh, you caught me.
Ugh. You didn't I didn't tell you the description that I put for the over your dead body,
No.
but for the first line I said we're broken up, JK, but maybe these two have.
Oh my god, you're gonna scare people.
I know that's the goal. I want engagement.
I can't believe I haven't had more people reaching out to me.
No one reads my hilarious descriptions.
Yeah.
So, they're very train of thought, very Prince Harry in that way, you know.
Oh my god,
So
not Prince Harry.
Prince Harry. My mother. I just thought of my mother. What was that line?
The cream touching my willy.
I just couldn't stop thinking
That's
of my mom.
like basically what he says.
No, that is what he says. Yeah, so we saw
What my
Michael.
mother would put on her lips, and I was gonna put it on my willy. It's so horrible.
So
Oh my god.
I know. Aren't you glad that I unlocked that memory for you?
Yeah, please keep them coming.
No problem, babe. Do we want to do? Do you want me to do the description for this, or do you want to do it? Or?
I think go ahead. Anytime you want to do it, I'm all ears.
So. Basically, this movie really extends the life of Michael Jackson out quite a bit. And by extend, I mean it's only like the first half, really, of his life. So it starts with Michael and his family back in Gary and his dad. What's his dad's name?
Joseph.
Joseph. And they call him Joseph the whole time, like even the kids. I'm like, this is weird. But I think that's the point. I think you're supposed to understand how weird it is.
Oh, totally.
And
like it is not a normal nuclear family.
no, it's definitely not a normal nuclear family. That's for sure. Joseph is a hardcore motherfucker, to say the least. And is training these kids like crazy. If you know anything about Michael Jackson, this is going to sound like very familiar. But he basically trains them super crazy. And then they become the Jackson 5. They become hit sensations. They sing a bunch of songs like ABC.
I'm the swingin'est Jackson.
And I'm the dancingest Jackson. Or whatever he
He's
says.
the skinniest
He's the
Jackson.
skinniest Jackson.
Hee hee.
Yeah. And so there's a whole bunch of things. They kind of fly by. It's really... I've heard people describe this movie as like a Michael Jackson concert with stories in between. It kind of feels to me sort of like a Michael Jackson Eras tour, sort of.
That's
a little
fair.
bit.
Yeah.
That's like the vibe I get.
Yeah,
you know?
I can see what you're saying.
Well, like when we saw Guster's We Have Eras too?
Yeah.
That's the vibe.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like little sketches or little vignettes of the time,
Yeah.
like of what's going on in his life, and then the music that he's making.
During that time.
Yeah, and it's really music focused. I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, it is very music focused, and they have like little highlights, like with his own thing, and basically the whole main plot is him separating from his father, like emotionally, financially, contractually, everything. Like,
Yeah.
he lives with his dad until he's like 27 and could easily move out. Like, he has the money.
He has so much money.
And yeah, and they kind of dive into, basically it's just like little vignettes. Joseph's always really mad. and just trying to keep the family together. Michael wants to do his own thing and make music, but he feels the movie doesn't say this explicitly, but I feel like it's very heavy-handed, where it's like basically his childhood was taken away from him, and so he really enjoys being like trying to remain a kid, and like he's really obsessed with Peter Pan and the Neverland stuff, which they don't get into really.
But he is very childlike.
He is very childlike, and like he has a Mickey Mouse that Miles Teller gives him, and he's like, "Oh my god, I love it, Miles Teller."
Miles Teller in this movie is his agent.
Yeah, Miles Teller is his agent. Miles Teller like has a role. It's not Miles Teller.
Or like manager. He's somebody.
He's like the manager.
Producer? I don't know.
Well, but he's also like a lawyer. It's really confusing.
Yeah,
I'm not really
he represents Michael in some capacity.
That's true. Yes, he definitely does. And so
That's true.
Yeah. But yeah, it just kind of like goes through some of that, and it goes through like when he got his head burnt and stuff like that.
Which
for the
I
Pepsi.
Always forget about.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, that happened. It goes through why he gets plastic surgery, or at least the first half of the plastic surgery.
Yeah, yeah.
And like why he's kind of obsessed with his like looks and everything, and his skin condition. Stuff like that. And then at the end, they're like, we're going to have this big tour. And Joe's like, we're going to do it. And they throw on this big tour. They have a little concert highlight. And he's like, this is it. I'm doing my own thing. And then Joe's like, has this crazy facial expression where he's like, what? And there's this TikTok where someone's in like the front row of the theater. And it's hilarious.
I saw another TikTok about how Joe Jackson's mouth was not closed in a single scene in that movie.
It's literally not.
His mouth is always hanging open. He's
always
crazy.
like, Michael. The only time it's closed is when he's making a syllable. That's it.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's like it's not even like just open like he's breathing. It's like he's not holding his jaw up. It's like kind of jutted out. Like
it's like dislocated, and he has to use every single It's like his jaw is dislocated, and he really has to use his like mouth to like throw up his jaw, but he can't do it. So he's just like, Michael, we got to do this, boy.
Yeah, it's like, an interesting.
It's an interesting take.
Very interesting choice.
Yeah, and basically that's the movie, and then it ends, and it's like halfway through, and it's like London '82, and he's like, or '88 or whatever, I don't know. And Michael's like, oh my god, I'm here, blah blah blah. And he's made it big, and people are fainting in the crowd and everything.
Yeah, it's very like if you've seen Bohemian Rhapsody, it's very Bohemian Rhapsody in that it like starts and ends with the same concert.
Yes, but the thing that's the thing about Bohemian Rhapsody is it does kind of do all of Freddie Mercury's life. Like there's not much after.
No, I know. But I just mean like that framework of
That's
you're
true.
starting pre-concert and then you go back in time.
Mm-hmm.
You see it up to the point of the concert.
Yeah.
In Freddie Mercury, it continues a little bit and you see him closer to death. But that's... Yeah.
No, it's true. And like that's really it. And they're like, Michael will be back, clearly leading up to a part 2.
Full Avengers. Michael will return in Avengers Endgame.
Yes, it's so true. They literally do that, guys. But that's the movie. Like, if that description doesn't sound like a lot, that's because there's not a lot of like plot point story elements. Like, there's a lot of like little vignettes, little things that happen. Like, Michael goes to like a toy store, and he's like, and this kid has adventure, and he's like, in level 3, do this, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, they clearly have never played adventure, and they picked the wrong thing, and the scriptwriters did not have any idea, because adventure is one of the greatest games of all time, and they just didn't get it. It's all good.
So,
but
it was heavy, Michael didn't do it propaganda.
That's very true. Yeah, like, it was definitely...
You know, I feel like in some ways that's the most interesting part of this movie, is just that it is so heavy into that kind of...
Apologetics.
Well, not even apologetics. The from what the lens of the movie is, like, he's got nothing to apologize for. He's just a sad, you know, and
Misunderstood child.
misunderstood, and like
His life's been taken away from him.
yeah, I mean, I think it's an interesting case study of media.
I would agree with you that it's an interesting case study of media. I am. It's so interesting to me how they framed it, like you're saying, where it is this Michael's misunderstood. The only one who ever got him was his mom, and it's all his dad's fault. And I am not saying that it's not all his dad's fault. His dad is clearly a bad human being, and from my understanding, a lot like everything that they showed is pretty accurate, from what I've heard in pro Michael media and anti Michael media. Like he was a badass, like or not even a badass. He was a mean dude.
Yeah,
is the best way I would describe it.
I fully agree with you.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting that it's like the Jackson estate was really involved in this movie, like to the point where his nephew is playing him.
Well, his son's a producer.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
And so, they're essentially making the claim, right, that it's Joe Jackson's fault. Like if you're going to talk about an antagonist in this movie, it is Joe Jackson.
Oh, Joe Jackson is easily the antagonist.
And I just think that's interesting, given that they're like, who will, not to say like sacrifice in the sense of like, oh, I'm saying that Joe Jackson's the reason Michael's weird.
Yeah.
But just like that is what they're essentially positing, is that he was a harsh father and a difficult man to like grow up with, and Michael didn't have a childhood, and so that's why he is the way that he is.
Yep.
And they're related to both of them. So I just think it's interesting.
Yeah. It is definitely interesting.
I've seen a lot of TikToks too of people being like, if Joe Jackson were alive, Jafar would be on tour.
Yeah. When did he die? When did Joe Jackson die?
I don't have my phone.
I don't either. He's not alive. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He died a while ago, I'm pretty sure.
I think he did die a while ago. Like, I think,
he died after Michael, or before Michael, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
My knowledge of the Jackson lore doesn't go back that far.
Yeah. I think that this movie is like, the one thing that I appreciate this movie about is it doesn't shy away from how weird Michael was in a lot of ways. Like, they do definitely try to create a sympathy, but you are like, yeah, he's a weird guy. He is a weird man. And like the way that he talks is weird. Like the way he talked in real life was weird. The way he talks in this movie was weird. What he's into is weird. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think that's very fair to say.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I don't know. I go back and forth on whether I think that there's truth to the allegations. It's like such a nebulous zone. It's very odd.
Well, I think the issue is that no one has directly like testified against him, from my understanding, right? Like none of the kids that were with him or anything, or have they?
Well, I think some of them have, but then they were like, oh, and clearly they're trying to get money, and it's like, well, okay, is that true? Is that not true? It's hard to say.
Well, yeah, because like Macaulay Culkin
says that nothing happened.
Right, exactly. That's the only person that I've ever seen. I don't know the other people involved with it.
And I don't know that we would, right? Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and if you talk to Macaulay Culkin, he says that it was just a case of him feeling like he never got a childhood.
Yeah.
And so that's like, it's interesting. And like, if that's true, that's so sad. Like,
Of course.
If that is true and there was nothing heinous going on.
Yeah.
Really, really sad.
Yeah.
If heinous going on, awful.
Yeah.
Icky, awful. But if no heinous, then...
Yeah. I feel like Michael Jackson is an interesting case study of someone who is exposed to what they are naturally good at and enjoy at a young age.
Very true.
Like, clearly his other brothers were not as into it as him. And
Oh yeah, and I think that that's funny in the movie. Like his mom keeps being like, "Michael's special," and she doesn't mean
Yes.
it in like he's weird. She means it in like he's destined for greatness.
Yes.
I think something that is kind of fun about movies like this is that they throw people like you and I who never lived in the Michael heyday
Yes.
into what it's like, because I will say my sister is under what she has described as mycosis. She
Yes.
lives, breathes, sleeps
She's
this
so
movie.
into
She
it.
is she doesn't even want to listen to this episode because she's afraid we're going to say something negative about this movie and she doesn't want to hear it.
She has deep dived
Which
so hard.
I got to say mad respect.
I'm like shocked. Like she's like I think every other video on her TikTok is like a Michael Jackson thing. It's wild.
And to that, I'm in awe.
Oh yeah.
I do think it's cool. I mean, I think it's cool that people are like, I don't know,
I think that Michael has definitely made an impact on the industry. There's no doubt about it.
oh, absolutely.
And I mean, definitely pop culture. I mean, like anyone who's studying pop culture 100 years from now, especially the music scene, will be like, "Oh yeah, Michael Jackson. Like, how could you not talk about Michael Jackson in this time?" It's going to be one of those situations,
Right.
I mean, you know,
no, it's crazy.
which is kind of crazy, like for at the time where you're like, "Oh yeah, that guy," like that's important. That's like something that people are going to talk about if they're studying this type of thing.
What
you
do
know?
you wait, what? I'm not following.
Like
What?
he's so important to the era that anyone who's studying this era like 100 years from now or 200 years from now will be like, you have to talk about this guy.
I've thought
know?
about that with like Taylor Swift. If
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
things survive, then in like several hundred years will people be like, "Oh, she was a queen."
Do you think that Michael Jackson's death has anything to do with his like ongoing legacy, like the mystery behind his death and like the craziness at the end and everything? Like, do you think that if he kept living, people would have been like, "Oh, Michael's awesome"? Like if he was alive today.
Do you know what's crazy is we were on the cusp of like a Michael renaissance when he died. Do you remember that
Really?
movie he put out, This Is It?
No.
It was him prepping, and maybe it was like came out after he died, but it was him
It was
prepping
after.
for
It was
his
after.
big concert that he was
Yes.
going to go on that he
Yeah.
never got to go on. Like, I think that if he hadn't died, we might have had a Michael resurgence.
Yeah. And there were so many. It was like he died at such a crazy era because it was like at the time
2009.
it was like financial crisis. A lot of people who were like, ooh, conspiracy theories. It was this, it was that, like a ton of crazy shit. I remember.
It's funny, and not funny, but like it's interesting because we're on the cusp of remembering 9/11, and I'm sure we've talked about this before.
Yes.
I remember it, you don't.
Well, yes,
And
keep going.
a lot of people who were like slightly older than us, like maybe 1 or 2 years, they were in school. Like I just happened to be in afternoon kindergarten. So I was home when 9/11 happened, right? So it's kind of an outlier. But I think for our generation who like, either we're in school or we're a little too young, like the zillennials, you ask people what they were doing the day that Michael Jackson died, and usually people remember. Like that's how big
so
it
crazy.
was.
Well, I remember close to when he died, I was at the batting cages. Like I was like,
See, that's what I'm
practicing
saying. Like you
baseball.
have like memories
and
associated with him dying.
Well, and I just remember they had like, it was back when they had like the TVs, like the big, like they had like the 19-inch, not even. It was the shitty like 12-inch TV like up in the corner of this like busy, like the fans buzzing in the background of this like barn, and it's like the batting cages, and it's like Michael Jackson's home. We're getting the exclusive tour and blah blah blah. And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
So I was in a summer show, which was a musical review, and we had a Michael Jackson like 5-minute compilation number. And so and it was like our tech week was the week that he died. And so then for all of the performances, we had to give like not a disclaimer, but just like we're honoring Michael Jackson in our
so
performance.
crazy.
because we before he died, like it was like Legends of Hollywood or something. It wasn't that
Yeah.
one, but it was some
Something
like
like
big
that.
musical review, and so
Yeah.
of course he's in it.
Right.
And yeah, it was just like, and so I remember like it was a summer show, so the rehearsals were always like later. Like
Yeah.
unlike the school time shows where you'd be getting home at like 9:30 or maybe 10, we were getting home at like 11:30.
Yeah.
And then we'd all go and lay in front of the TV and watch the documentaries that were airing about his life, that were like airing all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone was like the unique
Everyone was
angle, the
playing
never
them.
told story of Michael Jackson.
They
You're
were
like, what?
they were everywhere, and it's just interesting. I don't know.
It's definitely interesting, and I mean, he was really big, and he like kind of made music videos what they are today in a lot of ways.
Absolutely did. Not
Like-
kind of. He created the
Yeah.
narrative music video.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
And well, it's even crazy because like there's like as someone who collects video games and stuff, like he made his mark in like video game stuff too. Like he had his own like video game development thing for a while in the 90s. And
There's
you're like,
an
what?
argument to be made that Michael Jackson was just a guy. You know what I mean? Like his interests,
Yes.
just a guy.
Just
he
a guy.
just liked doing stuff. Like he
Yes.
wanted to be here for a good time.
Yes.
And then you find out all this stuff about, like, I was kind of waiting to see if they were going to bring up the Paul McCartney of it all.
I thought they were going to bring up Captain EO with all the Disney stuff that they were doing for a while.
Yeah, they did have a lot of Disney in
And
the
I was
movie.
like, oh, they're going to bring up Captain EO. And then they didn't. And I was like, oh, my defunct land. Like, I need it.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but it's just, like, fascinating. I think that that's part of it, is just he's, like, an odd man. You know?
he's strange.
Even if he's 100% kosher, never did anything to anybody,
Yes.
he's weird.
Oh, he 100%.
He's an oddball.
Even if you boil it down to the lowest common denominator, like if an alien showed up and the only person that they had to base culture on at that time was Michael Jackson, they would have an incredibly skewed version of what humanity was like. Like, it would be so strange. They'd be like, oh, everyone was into this. And it'd be like, actually, not at all. Like,
Do you know what I think is funny about the movie? The scene where they have him go with the gangsters.
that was so weird.
I thought that was
weird.
so funny, and it was like, it made me think about the Kendall Jenner Pepsi commercial, and how
Yes.
like Michael Jackson maybe could have actually been that person holding out a Pepsi and like ending
He could have.
police brutality. Like that's his influence, and that's a crazy thing to think about.
It's so crazy to me how Michael Jackson, like, you see things about him where he's like he says this in the movie. He's like, I think that music can end all violence, and I'm like, really, Michael? Like, like, does it? Is that really what you think? And like, I don't know. Maybe that's my cynicism for the era in which I live in and all that stuff. You know, we had a really funny comment actually. Shout out to Danny on the Devil Wears Prada episode.
Yeah.
Where she was like, Matt can't relate to this movie because of the '08 financial crisis. And it's like, it's really funny.
It's like, yeah, that's true. He can't.
Right. I can't.
He's struggling with that one.
But I kind of, it's like one of those things, like there's that clip going viral where it's like, the guy comes up with the gun and he like points it at Michael Jackson and he like lowers the weapon and everything. And you're like, what? Like, this is so insane. Like,
Apparently, and this is what I've learned from Haley, that is true. And like Michael Jackson went to like the slums in Rio, like the most dangerous places, and all of these like hardened criminals and like gangs were like, if anyone touches Michael Jackson, we're gonna have a problem. And so Michael Jackson was able to film in these like really dangerous areas,
which is wild. I mean,
it's cool.
It's cool. I respect him, and I'm glad that he made such a cultural impact that people were like, oh, wow. But
because
like,
he's bad. He's bad.
I think the thing that's interesting about when he died is that was honestly probably when media and paparazzi were at their most vicious, in my opinion. At least since I've been alive.
I was going to say, Princess Diana has something to say.
Well, no, I mean, well, yeah, that's like, it was that, and then everything, like, that whole 90s 2000s era of just constant media boom
Yeah.
boom boom, just wild. And it was like mean shit too, like
Yes.
to where I don't know how any, like, now you can be a celebrity, I feel, and there's like a level of control that you have over the situation.
Well, Chapel Roan is a good example of like
Right.
a celebrity actually setting boundaries.
Right. Yeah, and it's like,
Even though like people kind of shit on her for that sometimes, she does actually have like better success rate than I think you might think.
right, and there's always going to be people who do that, but like he was getting a lot of negative press at the time. I remember that. Like
Yeah.
it was,
Well, because people were accusing him of raping little boys.
I mean, yeah, no, I get why. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
no,
that's why it's an interesting, like, he died at such an interesting point in his life and timeline wise. No, but I remember like the Michael phenomenon and stuff at the time was crazy. My uncle was really into Michael Jackson.
Really?
Like
Who?
Brian, he was
Of course.
really into Michael Jackson. And like I remember growing up, he brought like a DVD of the of one of his concerts to like family Christmas or whatever, or he got it for Christmas and he was like, we're watching this right now. And like all of the adults were upstairs and I remember sitting in on some of it and like people are fainting in the crowds and he's like, this is just the best. He's like, this is so cool. And he's like, he was a Michael Jackson lover from like when he was in middle school. And you're like, awesome, man. Like
Not a ringing endorsement for Michael Jackson, let me just say.
that's true, but he was, you know, it
Yeah, it's
shows you
interesting.
the pull
Yeah.
that he had.
No, I mean,
I mean,
for sure.
Definitely cross-cultural boundaries.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and then like, okay, going back to the movie,
yeah.
the stunt casting of his nephew, insane.
Yeah?
I thought he was like very similar in features.
I thought that Jafar Jackson did a really good job. I
Yeah.
thought that actually the acting in this movie was really good.
Yeah, I thought that it was like far better than I was expecting for it being like Jafar Jackson has never acted before and
Yeah.
like he's just doing a family member.
Yeah. If what's his name? Remy Malek?
Remy Malek.
Yeah, if he got an Oscar for playing Freddie Mercury, Jafar Jackson at the minimum needs to get a nomination, in my opinion.
Well, and
Because-
everyone's hoping he does so that he can go up and be like, I'd like to thank all of the Jacksons, including Jermaine.
Yeah, because apparently that's what Michael did.
Michael forgot
Yeah.
Jermaine, who is Jafar's dad, one time. And then from then on, every time he would go up, he would be like, I'd like to thank my brothers, including Jermaine.
Yeah. Which is funny. Like, that would be
It's
really
very
funny if he
funny.
did that. But,
Also, Jermaine Jackson is just a very interesting character.
I feel like all the Jacksons are interesting characters. The whole family is interesting.
Dare I say Jermaine is more interesting than most?
Really?
Jermaine Jackson has a son named Your Majesty.
Well,
Jermaine
yeah.
Jackson also married Randy Jackson, his little brother's baby mama. Randy Jackson had like 2 kids with this woman, and then they broke up, and then like very quickly after, Jermaine married her. And I believe that is Jafar's mother. I believe.
Wait, hold on. I want to clarify something because this is about to be an epiphany moment for me. It's not Randy Jackson like American Idol Randy Jackson,
No,
right?
different Randy Jackson.
Thank God, because I was about to be like, no way.
But Janet
So-
Jackson is a Jackson.
Yes, I know that. I know Janet Jackson.
Well, I'm just confirming. Maybe people don't know. If you were confused about Randy.
Well, that's true. The problem is Jackson is a very common last name.
Sure
so
is.
That's the
Sure is.
yeah.
Because
Well,
I'm bad.
and it's like it's crazy how I don't know. It's just like in the movie is fun. The movie does a good time. I enjoyed watching the movie.
I'll tell you what made the movie for me.
What?
My favorite Michael Jackson song
Oh, yes.
got a very long and extended showcase.
What's your favorite Michael Jackson song?
Tell them that it's human nature. Why? Do they do me that way? And they say why? Why?
Why?
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. And that has been my favorite since that man died.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, we were in LA during his funeral. We like drove by the building where they had his funeral. His like big public funeral. I'm sure they had like a private funeral.
Yeah.
Back in good old Gary, Indiana.
Anecdote for this. So we were at the car dealership getting a new car, and this movie had just come out. Because I know we're behind the 8 ball on this one, but what are we gonna do? But
deal with it.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy these when they come out.
You're gonna like it. Just
Okay.
kidding. We love you. We would never talk to you like that. Never.
But we were sitting there, and what were we talk? We were talking about it or something.
So
the
you
new
have
movie.
an Indiana license still.
Yes.
And so someone was like,
Yes.
"Oh, I was just in Indiana," and we were like, "Really?" And
Why
they're
were
like,
you
"We
in
were in
Indiana?"
Gary," and we're like, "Really?
I was like, why
were you in
Gary? Like,
And then he's like, "I went to the Michael Jackson movie premiere."
and I was like, I had no idea it was in Gary.
And he's like, "Yeah, the Jackson family really fought for it to be in Gary."
Yes.
And the producers did not want it to be in Gary. And I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Gary's kind of awful."
I've only driven through Gary, and every single time I'm like, this is the death of the United States right here in a nutshell. Like, that's it, man.
Gary is such an interesting place. And I mean that in the worst way possible.
Gary is the epitome of why company towns shouldn't exist. Like,
Right, like it makes me sad. It's like Detroit, you know, where you're just like, oh man, like this was such a beautiful place at one point and it's just in such disrepair.
Yeah.
But a lot of people will go like urban exploring in Gary, which I always found to be very interesting.
There's like some clip people have been I remember when I was doing live streaming, people would be like, Gary, Indiana isn't that bad, right? And I pulled up like videos of someone driving through Gary, Indiana, and it's like, you tell me when it gets nice, you know?
I was
And it just
rerouted
doesn't
through
happen.
Gary, and it's like I didn't necessarily feel unsafe or anything, but you're just
No.
like, this makes me so sad.
It's Gary. I've never been through Gary and been like, I'm going to die. It's not like that. I know that there's a lot of
Like, there's a lot of people who think that, and that's not
Right.
it.
Right. There is a lot of crime that happens in Gary. You would look, I guarantee you that almost anyone who goes there is going to feel and look out of place in Gary. Like, that's just kind of the vibe, you know?
It feels like if you're from Gary, you know everyone who's from Gary, and if you're not
Yes.
from Gary, like they spot it immediately.
Like,
A little bit like when we went to Wisconsin. Do you remember that time that we went into that bar in Wisconsin and everyone was like chatting, and as soon as we walked in, they like
Yes.
shut up immediately, and we're like, okay.
Yeah, it was like a small town
And
in
then they
Wisconsin.
were like,
it
it was basically the vibe was like, what are you doing here? And
Yeah,
we're like,
and I
we
was
just
like-
want food.
I was like, I heard you guys sell sandwiches and Subway is closed. Like, that's what's happening.
But they acted like we were there to rob them. It was kind of funny.
I'm like, nah, dude.
I was like, you can go back to your beer. We're just two liberals. It's fine. I promise it's fine.
Like, every single time I'm in Gary, so like when I would take the bus back from Chicago to home, there would be one stop or sometimes two stops, one in Gary, one in Lafayette. And this
And they say, why?
Why? And every single time we stopped in Gary, we would stop downtown. Like, there would be City Hall, the conference center, the transportation hub, which also connects to like the South Shore line and stuff and everything
Yeah.
to get into the city. So it's like kind of a big transport hub. And then there's like the baseball stadium, like 2 blocks south. And there's like maybe
Nothing.
5 fucking cars in the parking lot at any time.
It's,
And you're like,
it's very like Uncanny Valley in like a Fallout kind of way. Of
yes.
Like, you know, like that song, "This Was a Home Once," and you're like,
Yes.
shit, that sucks. That's what it's like.
If they need like on location suburban like hellscape for
Do I have the place
Fallout,
for them?
Gary, Indiana would be a fantastic location. That's the vibe. So, but we were there and like, yeah, this car, he was like, yeah, man, it was in Gary and everything. We were like, that's crazy, dude. Like,
Just the idea of all of these Hollywood like bigwigs having to come out and schlep to Gary, Indiana, like fly into O'Hare and then drive to Gary.
yeah, it's not an easy place to get to. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's easy to drive through, but like getting to Gary, difficult. It is not easy to do. So it's kind of crazy, and it's one of those things where you're like, oh yeah, Michael Jackson is a Hoosier, and like Indiana can claim that.
I really forget that.
I know,
because also like Gary is so Chicago coded that
yes.
like I fully, like people are like, oh yeah, he's from Indiana. I'm like, barely.
Yeah, I know.
He's a Great Lakes kid. Like,
yeah,
and Indiana, in my opinion, does not claim the Great Lakes.
Oh no, it's like what? I mean, there's that. I mean, we do have the national park, which is cool.
Yeah, you have the dunes, but like again, that's very Chicago coded, and I feel like having now lived down the state, like they do not claim Great Lakes energy. It is okay, and this goes back to my theory, which I'm not sure if I've said on the podcast, but I've had a working theory that because I moved down to where Matt's from, and he went back to school for another degree, and I was like, I faced some culture shock. I was so out of my element, and I was like, this is crazy because I'm Midwest, they're Midwest. Like in theory, we should be getting along. I should be like, oh yeah, these are my, I don't know about my people, but like I know what's going on here.
I'd not claim you.
And I was flabbergasted. I was so out of my element. I could not figure out why. And really, what I've boiled it down to is there's the Great Lakes Midwest, which I am from. Mm-hmm. Which is where you get like a lot of like the old kind of like Detroit-y trade and like the rust, what is it, the motorway or whatever. You know,
there's like the Great
industry,
Lakes.
and like the Great Migration.
Well, and you have like the rail hub of Chicago.
Exactly, like the rail hub, and then all of the trade that's happening on the Great Lakes before rail and after rail, and then like there's just a lot of like moving pieces, and you get like euchre and all this, like spotted cow and like the cat. I don't know. It's different in a way that I can't quite describe. But Gary is very firmly Great Lakes Midwest, and the rest of Indiana is what I call cornfield Midwest.
Yeah, and
so Matt is a cornfield Midwesterner.
I'm a cornfield Midwesterner, and it's like the towns, like the fact that Indianapolis like is even a hub of anything is astounding.
It's a fluke.
It's totally a fluke. Like the only reason is because the White River was there and it was like on the way to everything.
I was gonna say, and I know some of my indie friends are gonna be like, Maddie, you're being very disparaging. No, I am not. I am pointing out some cultural differences.
It's really interesting because I think that if you talk to someone from where I'm at in like middle Indiana, they would probably say that they have more in common with someone from like Cincinnati than they do from someone from Chicago.
Well, dare I say they have more in common with someone from the Confederacy. I mean,
that's true. Probably Kentucky.
Like there's a Southern accent that you get. There's just this like
once you go
pseudo-Southern culture that I was not expecting.
Yeah, once you go farther than Kentucky, there is definitely some cultural differences that a Hoosier would not associate with.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, and not to say that I didn't see, the Confederate flag growing up occasionally.
Yeah.
But I remember driving to your mom's CVS in Fortville when we were in college, and there were several Confederate flags, and I was like, you guys were a part of the Union with us. Like, what is this traitor behavior?
Well, and it's like the Soldiers and Sailors Monument was erected because of the veterans of the Civil War and everything in downtown Indy. And you're like, what the hell is this?
It's mind-blowing to me and very off-putting. And, like, I'm not saying this. I grew to love parts of Indiana.
Of course.
Where we lived at the end, I really did love. But it was very off-putting. I did not know how to handle the general public. And all I'm saying is that Michael Jackson, to me, and maybe it's like the Motown records of it all, he is far more LA. Great Lakes. Yeah. No, I'm saying Detroit.
Oh, Detroit? Yeah.
Far
no, that's
more
true.
Detroit, Chicago.
It's that steel factory.
Yes,
mentality.
Exactly. And Gary, huge steel factory place.
Yeah.
And so, to me, he's not a Hoosier. Not in the, like...
Yeah. Well, and I think that even people from Indiana don't, like, reckon with how, like, Indiana, especially back in, like, the 50s and stuff like that, was a huge hub for, like, the KKK and stuff like that. And they just, like, won't reckon with that And it's like, guys, like, I don't know what to tell you. Whoops. And it's like, guys, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that was a huge part of
Although, I'll say, like,
Indiana.
unfortunately, the KKK kind of everywhere.
Well, yeah, no, I agree with you, but I'm saying especially during that time.
Yeah.
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 So, I mean, I remember a teacher.
Oh, this is going to get scary.
Well, no, I remember a teacher, like, because I went to Catholic school and everything, she was a nun, and there was, like, some times where they were, like, you know, you got to be careful because there's, like, KKK people who really don't like Catholics here and stuff like that. And she was like, whoa.
Really?
Oh, yeah, because they're big Protestant people, like, you know, ultra-nationalist Protestants, you know?
Yeah, see, my brand of Protestantism
Yeah.
was never like that, so it's just crazy.
Oh, no, I totally understand that.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying that for
Listen,
your
when I say
benefit.
Protestant, guys, I don't mean all Protestants, okay?
Not all Protestants.
Actually, the vast majority of Protestants are pretty chill. So, it's just the really
I don't know,
vocal
when you
weird
get to the
ones.
Baptists and, like, that's a different story.
They're the vocal weird ones.
And that is so true.
The crazy thing that blew my mind was the statistics about Seventh-day Adventists and Mormons.
Okay, and Indiana is very Mormon coded now.
Well, there's a damn temple in Carmel.
Right.
And you're like, what is this? With the trumpet of Morai or whatever it is on top, Moroni, you know, and you're like, huh?
It makes
Like-
me think of, and not equating Mormonism to Nazism, but it makes me think
No,
of...
you can equate it.
You
can equate it.
It makes me think of the Blues Brothers when they're like, Illinois Nazis.
See, yes. Yeah. The,
But, going back to the movie.
wow. But this is the thing. There's not much to say about the movie.
Yeah, like, it was fine.
I'm interested to see what they do in the second one. I'm actually more excited for the second one.
I really did laugh when they were like, Michael Jackson will return.
Yeah, I know.
That did crack me up.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, I know that they were planning on having the raid at Neverland Ranch be a part of the movie, and I'm curious if it'll be, like, maybe the opening of the second one.
That'd be interesting.
Right?
Yeah. I don't see how you can stretch this movie into 3 bits. I think it has to be a 2-parter. Like, if they try and do a trilogy out of this, I'm going to be like, that's too
I don't
much.
know why you would.
I agree. Yeah.
That would be kind of crazy.
Well, and also because I feel like if they do that, they're going to have to get way too into the controversy, which they simply just don't want to do.
want to do that.
They just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What would you rate this movie, babe?
So, and to this I have to go to, like, Bohemian Rhapsody, right? Because, like, I really liked Bohemian Rhapsody. Even
did
though
too.
it's, like, I know it's cringy and whatnot, but I love the Live Aid performance. So, like, focusing on that performance was so good.
I also feel like it wasn't during this, like, just explosion of musician biopics that are happening.
Yeah, I'm glad that it's a little later. Like, we didn't do Michael 2 years ago or 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that being said, I think this for me was like a 5.
Yeah, I was going to say a 6. Like, I think it's a little better than average in the sense of, like, I had fun with it, you know? But I didn't walk out of the movie being like, oh my God. And that's kind of the vibe I get from everyone that I've talked to about this movie.
So there was enough of those vignettes for me to not feel like it was a music party that I was just bumping to all night long.
Yeah.
But then there was enough music for where I was like, okay, this isn't like a straight kind of biopic. We're not looking at like an Air situation.
Dude, you talk about, you know what, I don't think we've ever gotten our rant on that movie on this podcast.
Now's the time.
Oh
Buckle
my
in.
God. Tell them about
Buckle
Air, babe.
in. Okay,
What's your
Air.
complaints about Air? We
What-
don't need to recap the
What
movie,
aren't my complaints
but-
about Air? Air was
Fuck.
the most boring movie I've ever seen. It was like, hey, imagine capitalism in its final form, where we're making products about making products and
you know what?
feeding it to consumers, which, by the way, don't ever call me a consumer. I'm a person. I'm not your bottom line, you sick freaks.
I remember we were talking about the SNL UK thing, and I was like, I wonder how the UK market will respond to that. And you were like, stop. I was like,
it really does grind my gears. I'm like, don't like. I can be a part of your audience.
yeah,
I can even be like,
one of my fans.
Yeah, one of your fans. Like,
They're
all
my
right,
family.
I guess. Like, I don't love it, but like, okay. But
Yeah.
to call me a consumer is dehumanizing. It's giving come here, piggy. Like, it's so gross to me.
Yeah.
I hate it. I'm like, maybe that's I'm a woman in STEAM.
What?
Science, tech, whatever.
You mean STEM?
No, because they add the arts and it's STEAM.
Ugh.
No, I like it.
I hate that.
I'm sick of the arts erasure.
Look, yeah, no, I also agree with you, but
I think where I'm from, like at work, like I'm not calling people consumers. I'm calling them clients or our audience or like our network. And that's humanizing.
This is the one thing about like we'll say at my current work it'll be like, oh, customers, and I really don't like that term. I enjoy the term like client or like you're saying or something else.
Like at the escape room we called people guests.
Guests. I really like the term guest.
And I feel like I feel like
good.
you and I like that because of those.
Yeah, which I know is like
experience.
also like a marketing thing, but I feel like it's more accurate and it does humanize things a little bit. It really bothers me when people say customer because I'm like, this is so dehumanizing.
Well, and then imagine being called a consumer and it's just like, I want to projectile vomit all over your spreadsheet.
Yeah. But everyone was talking about Air as if it was like the best movie ever made. And I saw that movie and I was like, this is shit. Air is the epitome of a 3 movie, maybe even a 2 movie for me. It's so bad.
Oh, I thought you meant like they could go for 2 movies, and I was like,
no.
Your brain
like if
checked?
I'm rating it, it's a 2 or a 3. Like it's bad. It's probably, I would say it's a 2 in my opinion.
So
it's atrocious.
I went into it being like, oh, you know what? Okay, and also right, like this was what 2022. 2021 maybe?
I think it was 21.
It was very just barely post COVID.
Everyone was like, this is the reason you need to go back to the theater post COVID.
Yeah, and I was like so ready to have a reason.
Yes.
And by the way, that reason was actually Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves.
Yeah.
If you were curious what the reason to go, that and Into the Heights, Into the Woods, In the Heights, the John Chu version.
I'm keeping all of that in there.
Yeah, my brain like exploding.
Yes.
Into the Woods to Grandmother's house. Into the Heights.
Yeah.
Vanessa. Okay, but
you know what the in that movie the salon scene.
Oh yeah.
What's the
No me digas?
Yes, but there's something that they say. There's like a phrase that they sing.
Uznavi had sex with Yolanda.
Yes, Uznavi had sex with Yolanda or whatever, and I'm like, whoa, that's like such an earworm for me.
No me
digas.
Yeah,
so.
no, loved that, and those were good reasons to go back to the theater. Air was corporate garbage.
And a story that did not need to be told at all.
I'm like, so I grew up, right, like Chicago kid, like suburbs kid. Michael Jordan was huge, and we had like semi-season tickets to the Bulls.
He's insane. Even me as a non-sports person, I'm like, I know who Michael Jordan is.
Okay, but let me finish.
Massive.
We like read children's books about him, like Salt in Your Shoes. Like that was a book I loved reading.
Mm-hmm.
I had his jersey. We had like huge figure.
Yeah.
There's so much there that you could make a compelling biopic. The fact that they chose to make it about shoes and like, okay, those are cool shoes, I guess, whatever. But they made it so boring. Corporate espionage about shoes, and there's no espionage.
I'm like, as even someone who would be into like collecting sneakers and stuff, I'm like, this is the big thing.
A waste of my time.
Like, Oh my god.
I wish we had this podcast back then. I know my takes were probably scathing, and I feel like
I don't want to watch the movie again.
Well, I was gonna say I feel like I've blocked it out.
Yeah.
Because that movie, like, okay, maybe not. No, I'm gonna say it. On par with Wish.
Oh, 100%.
On par.
100%. Are you kidding me? Of course. Of course. Movie was really bad. And also, this is crazy. So
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
What has now become probably my most anticipated movie of this year is the new Laika movie that's coming out. The claymation movie.
They're making a Laika movie?
No. That's the name of the studio.
Oh.
The claymation one.
Oh, the Chicken Run people?
No, not the Chicken Run people. The Coraline people.
Oh.
Yes.
Sorry.
The Americans. Run away! It's the Americans. But the people who did Coraline and everything. Apparently, that is so. The guy who runs that studio, they basically are a money drain. They don't actually make any money, and he's like doing it out of the love of the game. And you know how they fund it? Through a slush fund from his dad. You know who his dad is?
No.
He's the fucking CEO of Nike and the founder. And so they always have a Nike tie-in with all of their movies.
Had Coraline if not for Air?
Yes.
That's insane to me.
Isn't that crazy?
We wouldn't have had Paranorman?
Yes.
If not for Air?
If not for Air. If not for the Michael Jordan Airs, or whatever they're called.
The Air Force Ones.
The Air Force Ones. we would not have had Coraline. Isn't that wild?
That's so crazy.
Talk about a crazy butterfly effect.
Yeah, that's on par with like if 9/11 hadn't happened, we wouldn't have 50 Shades of Grey.
I know, right? Yeah, literally. But that's the so I learned that and I was like, that's crazy. So
that is crazy.
Well, and that trailer really got me because I really like Paranorman. I thought that Coraline was interesting. I thought Coraline was
interesting.
Too weird for me personally.
Yeah, it would be too weird for you.
But it was like just European enough where I was like, brother, like,
take a shower.
But like I really like Paranorman, and apparently they've been working on this movie for 15 years. That's why you haven't seen anything from them. That's how much of a slush fund they have.
What?
Yes. What? Yes. But I saw the trailer and I was like, this movie looks incredible. So
okay, wait, what's it about?
So it's about this this baby boy is not allowed to go outside. And the parents leave and the sister has to take care of him. They're like, don't let him outside. And she's like, you're going to have to let him outside at some point. And so she takes him on like a bike ride and he loves the outdoors, and a bunch of crows like take him away. And it turns into this thing where she has to go and get him back in this like magical world where there's like a war between wolves and stuff like this and everything. And I think he must be the key or something like that. They don't dive into it in the trailer. All you know is that, really. And then there's like a bunch of montages, and there's like hundreds of clay figurines in these shots. It's crazy how good it looks. And I know from claymation, that's like a shit ton of effort. And the water, they have like water flowing, and I was like, that's CG. And then I saw them like doing it in real time, and it's all clay. I'm like, get out of here. It's wild. The whole thing is clay. It looks really good. It looks really good. Like, from an artistic standpoint, I mean, thoroughly impressed. And from a story point of view, I think it's going to be one of the best of the year, personally.
Wow. Besides
Dune Messiah. So, but that's like, obviously, we have a proven track record there. I mean, we sort of have a proven track record with these folks, but like a new original story. In terms of new original stories, it's my most anticipated movie, just in case anyone's wondering. And I can't remember what it's called right now, and I don't have my phone on me, and I'm not going to look it up.
People will be wondering.
Yeah. So, there you go. It's, look up the trailer for it. Just look up new claymation movie. It'll be the only one, because no one makes claymation anymore. So.
Although there is a new Shaun the Sheep movie coming out.
Spoiler for the next podcast, everyone. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I told you that I had a hot take
Oh my God.
for this movie.
Really? Okay.
Do you remember this?
No, I don't, but keep going.
Okay, I told you I had a hot take. I need a phone though. I have to, and this is a visual thing, so I'm sorry, listeners. We'll put something up somewhere.
And by put something up, I mean we will tell you where to go so you can find it.
I'll probably put it on the Instagram.
Well, she'll put it on the Instagram.
I'll
That's a good way.
reactivate it just for that.
Reactivate it? It never went away.
No, but I haven't been posting on it.
I know you haven't, but you've been busy.
Yeah.
Maddie's been busy, everyone, and do not judge her.
A gal's got a lot going on.
You do have a lot going on. You do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to show you a picture of Michael Jackson.
Oh, God.
And this is going to be like, I think 1 to 2 surgeries in.
Okay. Gotcha. 1 to 2 surgeries in.
Well, it's hard to say. Okay, so certainly not the
It's hard to say.
Certainly not the first nose job.
Okay.
I got to find second nose job because here's the thing, especially there's a time when, especially as Jafar playing Michael,
Okay.
that I think that he looks like someone, and I think this might be a hot take. Okay, so look at there.
Okay,
Like,
hold on.
I
Let me
feel
see.
pretty confident I know who Michael Jackson showed a picture of to the surgeon.
Okay, gotcha.
So remember that.
I'm remembering.
Think about
I'm
him
thinking it. I'm
during that
inserting
era.
it into my brain.
Okay.
Okay.
And now I'm gonna show you a picture of someone. I think they look alike.
Rob Lowe.
Young Rob Lowe.
Wow. It's pretty crazy. I could see it.
If you were to go back and watch with that in your head, you're gonna be like, "Oh my God, that looks like young Rob Lowe," and it does. I feel fairly confident that Michael showed a picture of young Rob Lowe during like nose job 2 to 3.
Yeah. That I could see it. I can see it. Definitely. Yeah.
That's my hot take.
That's a hot take.
Thank you. I know, but like,
Let us know what you think, everyone. Rob Lowe, Michael Jackson.
do you remember back when we did Novocaine?
Whoa, blast from the
And
past.
that sounds like we did the drug. No, we watched
Yeah.
the movie Novocaine.
Yeah.
And I said that Jack Quaid looked like Colin Firth and not like Dennis Quaid.
Yeah. Of course.
Someone this week found that post, unrelated to you and me. I've never heard of this man before. He commented on that Instagram post and said he does not look like Daddy.
No way. The thing that's crazy is it's like, why would that pop up for someone? Like,
I don't know. But
and
that was what he said. He does not look like Daddy.
did you reply?
I meant to, but I was at
Oh,
work.
you need to.
I will.
You need to reply, babe. We need the engagement. Yeah, that's crazy. That's so funny.
And I was like, that's right. He does not look like Daddy.
Oh my
You are
God.
correct. You are not the father.
You are not the father. Guys, you know what's really funny about our social medias and our socials and stuff is for the, like, when I post things on YouTube, I just put the title of the movie mostly, just so that we know what podcast we're listening to. And I don't say, like, and rolling podcast, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you're all sneaky about it.
And we've gotten, we have only a 33% like ratio on our Devil Wears Prada one. And I think it's because everyone's expecting a double feature of Devil Wears Prada. And I'm like, nope. It's not happening. No comments, nothing. Just 2 dislikes and 1 like. That's it.
2 dislikes.
2 dislikes and 1 like. And I think it's so funny.
People. I'm not supposed to know whether people like or dislike because it would hurt my feelings to know that people dislike us.
I don't think they actually, it's clearly no one who's a fan. They're just like, oh my God, I thought this was a full movie. And I'm like, sucks for you, dude. You should listen to us. We're
people
better.
During the Project Hail Mary, our TikToks made it to the wrong side of TikTok, and a bunch of men were like saying that all of my thoughts were like wrong, and that I didn't understand the movie, and that I don't understand like why he's doing stuff.
Yeah, and I had to sit there and clap back with them, and it was like, no, you morons, that's why we said this. Like, I was like, what are you talking about?
And we made the decision pretty early on in that process that I was going to be left in the dark of when people said mean things about us because it just made me feel bad.
It's true. So that's the executive decision. So if you ever say anything mean, it's never getting to
It's never
Maddie.
getting to me.
So
unless you text me directly, and if you do that, my husband's gonna find you.
Ryan texts. He's like, "This movie, this podcast sucked." Like,
well, Ryan, we'll have things to say at brunch.
Tanny's like, Maddie, I actually think we need to talk about the last podcast. Oh.
Actually, I did hear from Katie today because I told her.
Did she listen?
I told her that it was out and that she made her first appearance.
Yeah.
And she's very honored. And I said, well, we'd love to have you back.
Yeah.
I would love to, like, my dream is that we get back over to London and we do a pod with her.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I feel like Katie has some really good insights.
Katie's
in life,
a smart cookie. You know? And I love.
Yeah.
And if anyone hasn't listened to our last episode, Katie has a lovely accent that is just like delightful to listen to.
It is.
It's like it is like the quintessential British accent. And
yes.
It
is so Londoner. Like
it's so good.
It's a refined London accent.
Katie,
it's really great.
Keep talking.
Yeah.
Keep talking at me.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you haven't heard it, definitely go give it a listen. She brings up some great points about the drama.
She does. And it's not in the drama episode. It's in the Over Your Dead Body episode.
Yeah, it's
the Dear Maddie, just so you know.
It starts at around 38 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. Just so if you're wondering.
And actually, she said that she really loved the drama episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
I think that she hadn't listened before because I don't think I had told her that we were doing this. So it's not on her. It's me. I don't advertise very well. But, yeah. And I was like, I'll tell Matt. He's our producer.
There you go. It's good to know. And if you want to be a part of the episode, you can send in a Dear Maddie, either through a comment or a voice memo or something.
We want to hear, what's your favorite MJ song?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know.
And, the deeper the cut, the better.
Yeah.
I feel like mine's a fairly deep cut, although I think this movie is making it not so deep because now people are like very into it. But up until this point, that was not a popular MJ song.
No.
And actually, there's a really good cover that I like that maybe I'll use that for the Instagram.
Wow. What's the cover?
It's Human Nature, but I forget who does it.
Oh.
I'd have to look it up.
But I actually think
I don't know that Human Nature is the song that I think Michael does the best. It's just my favorite.
It definitely has a flow and a catchiness to it that I feel like the other songs are too punchy. This one is more.
Got a beat to it.
Ooh, it's chill. It's a little.
What's your favorite? Why?
I don't know. I've never been a huge Michael Jackson fan. Is the thing. Like, none of his songs I've never been like, whoa, Michael, like, that's crazy.
You've never felt mycosis?
I've never felt mycosis.
To be fair, neither have I.
And, like, you would have to, like, list some of the songs for me.
I like, The Way You Make Me Feel. The way you make me feel, you're really turning me on.
I forget that's him.
You knock me off of my feet.
The, Man in the Mirror is catchy, but it's like way overplayed.
That is a very catchy one.
I'm
starting with the man in the mirror. Oh, yeah.
I'm asking him to change his ways. Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, change his ways.
But yeah, it's crazy because like they didn't even get into the Paul McCartney of it all. He and Paul McCartney were friends, and then Paul was like, "I'm trying to buy back my masters," and Michael's like, "I can buy them." And so he just bought him out from under Paul.
Yeah.
And then they were never friends again.
Crazy. But, yeah, I mean, Man in the Mirror's fine. I really don't like Thriller. I do not understand people's obsession with Thriller.
I like Thriller, but it's seasonal. Don't be playing that.
Even seasonal, I'm like, I don't even think it's an interesting, like, Halloween song thing.
I like the darkness falls among the air.
Yeah.
I like that part.
I think that Beat It is a fun one. Like, and it's really catchy,
That's not my favorite. And you know what I really don't like?
My problem is I'm not like, I have a favorite.
I don't like Dirty Diana or Billie Jean.
Billie Jean's got my love. You don't like
the
it?
Words.
Yeah. No, what is it?
Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just the girl
See,
that
I don't even know
says
this.
that I am the one.
See,
But the kid is not my son.
I can't understand him most of the time. This is also the problem.
Woo!
I need people who I can understand, and I feel like Michael is just in this weird vocal pattern to where I can't understand the lyrics.
He might be the groovingest Jackson.
He is the grooviness Jackson.
In addition to being the skinniest Jackson.
The skinniest Jackson.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I know. He, for me, Michael Jackson has never been a cultural touchstone. I've known people around me who really like him. I have never liked him, if that makes sense. You know?
I feel like...
And that's why I really wasn't super interested in seeing this movie until it was the only thing out. And I was like, damn it, we need to see something for this podcast in a lot of ways.
I mean, like, it's complicated. Because, so I went to this conference recently with my friend Nicole. Shout out, Nicole.
Whoa, Nicole.
And it was, like, pop culture.
Yeah.
Put on by our alma mater. And so we went, and the guy who gave the keynote was the reporter that broke the R. Kelly scandal.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how, like, his question was, like, can you separate the art from the artist? And, like, what does that look like? And, like, it's different for everyone. He's like, and then he had a picture of Michael Jackson in his slideshow. And he's like, my life would be infinitely worse if not for the music of the Jackson 5 and, like, Michael Jackson's first 2 albums. But, and, like, this movie, as we speak, is #1 in America. But did he do some horrible things? It kind of seems like it. And
it definitely at least seems like he did.
It's just...
At the minimum.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. As my mother has said about Michael Jackson, where there is smoke, there is fire.
Right. Yeah. No, it definitely seems like he did. And the seeming part is what makes it scary. I mean, the thing is, we'll probably never know because of his death.
Absolutely will never know.
You know. Yeah, it's...
But it's just one of those things of, like, cult of personality.
Yeah.
And, yeah, hard to kind of... Also because we didn't live in his heyday, you know?
No.
Like, he was always the kind of, like, weird fedora dude who was ghostly pale with a very pointy nose.
No,
you know?
I always saw Michael Jackson and I was like, what? And then when someone told me that he was black, I was like, huh? And I know that was like a big thing.
You're like, how is that possible?
I was like, that cannot be profitable for Frito-Lay.
My aunt has vitiligo.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, like, I totally believe it, but it's like...
But I didn't realize white people could get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that was... I knew about Michael Jackson, and then I found out about my aunt, and I was like, that's crazy.
But, like, I remember him always looking weird. It was, like, during, like, the plastic surgery era, and I was always like,
well, and
whoa,
he'd done the weird thing, like, putting a blanket over his kid's head and, like, putting his kid off the hotel balcony in front of the paparazzi. Which, like, if you watch and you know that nothing's going to happen to the kid, it is fine, because he's, like, his reaction is just kind of funny.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, I mean, it's...
No, it's definitely one of those things where I'm like, huh. Like, having seen him in the way that I seen him, and then, like, what people thought about him during the 80s is...
It's very, like,
wild.
And I know things now, many valuable things.
Yeah. Speaking of Into the Woods.
Exactly. It all comes back to Sondheim.
Never ends. Yeah, but I mean, I thought this movie was fun. If you are really into Michael Jackson, you will probably love this movie.
Yeah. And maybe this movie made you develop an incurable case of mycosis.
Yeah, if you're curious.
If that's true for you, we love that.
Yeah, if you're curious about Michael Jackson, you'll probably enjoy this movie. If you're not into Michael Jackson, you'll probably somewhat enjoy this movie at least. I mean,
if you want a weird insight into Joe Jackson.
Yes, yeah.
Do I have the movie
I
for
thought
you?
that the actor who played Joe Jackson was the best actor in the whole movie.
Yeah, Dominic Coleman.
Oh, he was really good.
He's good in everything.
He was like, The way I'm like his
The way you make me feel.
portrayal, I'm like, oh my god, dude, that has to be Joe Jackson. There's no way it wasn't. So, yeah,
And again, like, kudos to Jafar.
yeah, did a great job.
I felt like Michael, God was in that Chili's. You know what I mean?
I need God. I see God in this Chili's tonight, or I feel God in this Chili's tonight. Is that what it is?
So, whatever it was,
Yeah.
he was doing it.
Yeah, it was good. If you want to watch it, go for it. If you don't, you're probably not going to be missing much. Your life is going to move on. You know, that's my take on it. So, there you
That's
go.
his take.
And hopefully we haven't made Haley like cry too much.
Haley, we
in
love
this.
you.
I
And
know.
we love this for you.
Yeah.
But to that end, you know, when we saw Bohemian Rhapsody at work, I would just put on the Queen Live Aid performance.
You were so into Bohemian Rhapsody, and I was like, good for you, babe.
But I wasn't into, like, it wasn't like I wanted to watch it. I just wanted to listen to the Freddie Mercury stuff. Like, I just wanted to
He's a
listen
good
to
performer.
Queen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't the movie so much. It just, like, got me back
No.
into Queen.
No. And I will say this, Michael Jackson has a stage presence that I think is lacking from a lot of artists today. Like, even the artists who try and have a stage presence, I don't think have the pizzazz that Michael has. Like, he has an eye for it.
I was going to say, can you
You know?
define it? Because I feel like it's this sort of, like, inimitable, hard to pin down quality.
Yeah, it's almost indescribable how he does it. Like, it's the dancing element, it's the audience engagement, the balance between, like, it's kind of fascinating watching it. Like, it's using the equipment that he has. Well, like, I think of, like, the Super Bowl. Like, they didn't even do the Super Bowl thing.
Yeah, they did.
Like, which is crazy. If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about with the Super Bowl, it was basically when Super Bowl halftime shows started to become a thing. Like, before this, Super Bowl halftime shows, you were like, what the hell are we watching? And, like, it would just be like a singer in, like, a college stadium being like, I love football.
God bless America.
Yeah. And then they had Michael Jackson do it one time, and he literally stood there for like 10 minutes. And then, like, at minute 8, he, like, moved his head to the left, and everyone, like, freaked out. And he stood there for, like, another 2 minutes. It's crazy. And then he starts singing and doing his performance, and everyone is losing their mind. But he, like, has such a performance, and he, like, his timing is really impeccable. And it's just like, what?
There's, like, Elvis the king, he was the prince.
Yeah.
Taylor's the princess.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy how good he had his finger on the pulse for stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's impressive. He's an interesting human.
You know what else about this movie that was funny to me?
Huh.
The good guy Barry Gordy.
Who? Is that the guy who does the Pepsi
Motown
stuff?
dude? No. The head of Motown, who was notoriously known for, like, being an absolute terror to his musicians and, like,
Oh, really?
being a real shark about, like, the contracts and, like, these really really damaging, you know, contracts and everything. And here they have him, like he's just known for being a bad dude.
Yeah.
And here he's, like, teaching young Michael how to work the sound system, and it's like, all right, reputation damage for Barry Gordy, I guess.
Yeah.
It was just funny to me.
Jermaine was like, hey,
He was good to me.
Jafar's going to be in here. Yeah.
I stayed with Motown,
Yeah.
actually.
I
So,
thought Motown treated me well.
Barry Gordy and I are close personal friends.
Yeah. No, it's an interesting movie. Go see it if you want to. If you don't, it's fine. That's my take on it. Give us a Dear Maddie, comment. Let us know what your favorite Michael Jackson song is.
Yeah, I really do want to know.
Yeah, no, truly. I'm actually very curious because I'm sure a lot of people have different takes. So.
And did this movie change it for you? Because, again, I feel like a lot of people are discovering.
Talk about someone who can't on the podcast now. Oh my goodness, look at you. I've bled off on a lady. Look at that.
I'm bashful.
Look at that. I'm ready to end it, and you're. Oh, well, hold on, folks. It's crazy.
I'm bashful.
The Midwestern blood is flowing through you, babe. You can't stop it. So, It's because you have a little activity for your hands.
Yeah, and now I'm like,
Oh, look at all these conversation
I'm in
points.
my element.
Yes, it's true. That's the podcast, everyone. Go listen to it. Let us know. That's it. Bye.